What's going on, MMA fans? I'm back to do my MMA Corner number 18 video. Going to go over a couple topics. At the end of the video, I'm going to talk about a couple links. I'm going to put them over on this side of the page. That's where they normally go. So at the end of the video, you'll know where those are at. Going to go over a couple topics. The first topic that was sent to me was from Pay the Toll 275. Wanted me to talk about Pat Barry. If you're not familiar with Pat Barry, of course, he made his UFC debut against Dan Evanson. Just leg kicked the guy to death. And won via I believe they considered a TKO and an injury. But anyways, he trains under Ernesto Hoost as far as his K1 is concerned. He's a K1 elite kickboxer. He won the 2006 Combat USA Championship for heavyweight. He won the 2005 King of Kings tourney, which that's a prestigious tourney. He's got a Sandshoe background. He's just an excellent kickboxer. Nasty left high kick. Good leg kicks. He's got good hands as well. And one thing about Pat Barry, and if you watch when he throws leg kicks, not only in the UFC, but if you go watch any of his K1 fights, he's one of the few guys that he throws his complete upper body and his hips into the leg kick. And that's one thing they teach you about in kickboxing is when you throw a leg kick, whether it be a high kick or even an inside or outside leg kick, you want to follow through with that leg kick, get the maximum return and power out of that leg kick. And not very many guys, not only just starting out, but even some veterans, they don't do that. And Pat Barry, man, if you watch how he throws his leg kicks, he does that. He throws his hips and his body, his upper body, it turns into that kick, and that's how he gets the maximum return out of it. He's definitely going to be a guy to watch out for in the heavyweight division in the UFC. He's probably the most talented striker all around, probably in that division, with the exceptions of like Anthony Hardonk and Chet Congo. If he improves on his wrestling, which he's already got the Sandshoe background, but if he improves on his wrestling, improves on his grappling, this is definitely a guy to look out for, without a doubt. So thank you for the topic. ByronGiant, who is Byron, wanted me to talk about what are the best beards in MMA. This was definitely a funny one to do. I went through a couple. These are just a selection. Not all of these you may agree with, but I picked out the ones that kind of stood out to me. Feel free to leave the ones on here that you felt, but Tank Abbott, of course, you kind of have to put him on here. Nasty, nasty beard. Kimbo Slice, another one. He's got a really, really thick beard. Crazy Horse Bennett. He's had beards off and on, but every time he has a beard, it's always it's kind of big on this side and sucked in on this side and long here. He's always got a crazy beard. Tony D'Souza, probably one of the craziest beards I've ever seen besides Kimbo's. Tony D'Souza had a wicked beard back in the UFC in a couple of his fights. Keith Jardine got the long little goatee beard thing going on. Mustafa Al-Turk, who made his UFC debut. Dustin Hazlett, Andrei Arlovsky. Those all have, I think, some of the best beards in MMA. Thank you for the topic, Byron. UncleMowglie wanted me to talk about why does it seem the UFC is marketing certain fighters. I mean, I've talked about this in other videos, not so much directed completely on this topic, but this is a two-part topic, by the way, so there's actually another question I got to answer from this. But the UFC is going to market the people that are most appealing to that casual fan base. And you notice when you go to a sports bar, and I run into it all the time. When I go to a sports bar, you run into the people that you talk about MMA with them, and you talk about some of these other organizations like Sengoku or World Victory Road or Dream or Spirit Fighting Championships or the Mixed Fighting Championships. Whatever it may be, you talk about that with these people, and they don't know about that because they're not exposed to all of MMA. They think that the UFC, that Ultimate Fighting, is MMA. And the people that they see in the UFC, like the Forrest Griffins, the Stephan Bonners, the Brock Lesnars, those are the people that draw in that casual fan base, and that is where the UFC is going to pump their money. Because they know that people are going to come in to watch Chuck Liddell fight. They're going to come in to watch Stephan Bonner fight. They're going to come in to watch Forrest Griffin fight. They'll watch Brock Lesnar fight. They'll watch George St. Pierre. They'll watch BJ Penn. I mean, they're going to watch those guys because those guys are the most appealing to that casual fan base. Why does it always seem like, and I know that you picked this one out, but he wrote, why does it seem that Dana gets upset at events? And why did Dana get upset at UFC 92? And who is more marketable, GSP or BJ Penn? At UFC 92, and a lot of people, I got messaged, and just so you know, by a couple people about that. And I don't think it was so much about Forrest losing, because that was my initial thought when I saw that on the blog. I was like, man, he's getting really upset that Rashad just, knocked off their poster boy. That, and when I say poster boy, I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. So let me retract that statement. That wasn't the right statement. He is their poster boy for the Ultimate Fighter as far as the casual fan base. Everyone loves Forrest Griffin that watched the Ultimate Fighter from Season 1. They know who he is. That's the guy that drawed in a lot of the fans for that fight. But really the reason Dana got upset was because Rashad kept hitting Forrest repeatedly, and it looked like Forrest was already out after 2 or 3 shots went through, and I think Dana was kind of like, why didn't you stop the fight? So I think that's what it was more so than Rashad winning. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. That's just my interpretation of it. But that's what I think happened. GSP or BJ Penn, right now, as of late, George St. Pierre has been a big pull in the welterweight division. And I think BJ Penn will always have his fan base. I think BJ Penn will always draw in casual fans. But I think as of right now, you've got to look at George St. Pierre. I think he has really caught on to not only the American fan base, but over in the UK. Of course, he's big in Canada. They love him in Canada. BJ, he's always going to have his fans. He's always going to have the casual fan base as well, that if they followed him before, they know who he is. He's a very, very marketable fighter. But I think as of right now, I think it's George St. Pierre. Impulse 316420 wanted me to talk about, should MMA make a committee so different orgs can make trades? This is a good idea. As far as practice is concerned, it's probably not a good idea. This probably wouldn't work. You've got too many guys that are tied down to contracts, and they're tied down to exclusive contracts with the UFC. I know Affliction doesn't do it. I know Dream doesn't do it. They don't do exclusive contracts, but the UFC does. So it's very, very hard to allow, guys to come into the UFC like saying, okay, well, we want Takanori Gomi in the lightweight division, and we're going to give you this guy. You're not going to have the UFC do that. Now, as far as some of these other organizations that are doing those cross-promotional things, and guys are going and fighting here over in Dream, coming back and fighting in like Strikeforce and Affliction, you could do something like that. Is it the most applicable? Would it work? Who knows? I think that's really left up to interpretation, but it's a really good idea. I like that idea. I think it could work, but you never know. Those were the topics that were sent to me. If I missed your topic on this one, I apologize. Just shoot me a message, private message, let me know. Leave me some comments, constructive, negative, positive. Leave me some ideas for my next MMA Corner videos, some topics that you want me to go over. Real quick, I have to put these up over on the side. These are links to 2 guys that sent me their blogs as far as their reporting on MMA. Guys here that watch videos in the MMA YouTube community. Tylashum wanted me to put up the link for his blog and actually talk about MMA on there. It's a good blog. I went and checked it out. So I'm going to put the links up for both of these blogs I'm going to talk about over on that side once again. It's www.poundforpoundmma.webs.com. Go check that one out. And then Tottenham19 has been one of my earlier subscribers, was with me since the beginning. He's got a blog up as well with a couple guys, and his is www.combatcrew.net/blog. A very good one as well. Both of these are good blogs. I checked them out. Both guys have some good articles in there, some good things that have been written. So check those out. Like I said, the links are over on the description side. And like I said, leave me some comments, constructive, negative, positive. I don't know what's going on with me tonight. And leave me some comments and some topics for the next MMA Corner video. So on that note, you guys, have a great day.